I think there's a lot of people in the world who know how to talk, and there's a lot of people in the world who know how to do, but there's putting these two together, that's a rare trait.
Guys, a lot can happen in a year, man. It's been a bit of a crazy year. I think you'd agree. So here at Nothing, there's been, 4 office openings, probably like 156 welcome emails to welcome all the new people. I think there's like 6 pets under this roof. Probably had about 20 team buildings. You know what? Let's go get somebody else to do this. I'm kind of boring. Go on, let's get someone else. Can I borrow you for some content?
Right now?
Yeah.
My laptop?
No laptop. Okay, that's for you.
Oh my god, I'm a reporter.
Give you some context, it's a recap of the year.
Which bit am I saying?
So you're here.
At Nothing, there's been 4 office openings.
Need it to take it up to like a 6.
Okay, but faster as well. Okay. At Nothing, there's been 4 office openings, 156 welcome emails, 6 office pets, 80,000 hours of meetings.
Go for like a 10, we just did a 6.
20 team buildings, 800 gallons of coffee, 100 iterations of the same design, a few burst eardrums, a gazillion Zoom blunders, a few ear ones,
Amazing.
and 1 launch.
Okay, Julie's in the house.
I feel like I don't ever want to give this mic back.
Okay, so a lot's been happening then. Shout out Julie for that one there. But yeah, let's not take it from just us two. Let's talk to the rest of the gang and see what they're saying.
The best moment is always the launch.
It was crazy, but fun crazy. It was almost like a family Christmas. Everyone's rushing around, where's the food, where's the turkey?
It was like a great vibe because it was like finally you get that that buzz.
At the same moment the keynote was playing, we were still editing.
The team was so invested. It was not even extra miles, it was the extra 1,000 miles.
The sense of ownership is so high.
We feel like this is our baby and we have to grow this baby together.
And people go online and say, this looks amazing, take my money. This makes up for 6 months before that was exhausting.
And see my friends like, oh my God, that's what you're working for.
The bond that I have with the community is kind of bond that no one sees. That is something I'm super proud of.
I was easily my proudest moment.
What has been, a silly moment?
You really want to go there, right? I was going to meet our power users for the first time. I sat down and I felt a bit of a draft. And that's when I realized that I had ripped my jeans right through it. The day that I was going to meet the power users for the first time. Luckily, I chose a really nice pair of underwear for that day.
Because we went to karaoke, and I think some people should be banned.
I was like, there's a video of me wearing Basil's like hooded gilet. He's slap dropping on the floor.
Yeah, support, the people who aren't singing that very well, but support each other like, yeah, keep going, yeah. Well done, keep going. See?
Basil always leaves his mic on. He's actually super nice to his mum. His parents were getting ready to go out somewhere. He said, "Mum, you look really pretty. Send me pictures when you get there. You're beautiful." And I was like.
And that's my mom, you can hear.
There seems to be a duality between, your workplace persona, but then also we've been getting a bit of an insight into your personal life. I hear you're quite a sweet boy when you speak to your mom.
Yeah, so first I gotta. It's not like I really have an option. I'm not exactly from the family where you talk back to your parents. Love you, Mom.
And also the way he interacts with Pika, his dog, treats her like a princess all the time. She's there
hey, Pika. She has the best life because she deserves it. My mom just said, you guys are laughing too much. I don't think you're really working.
So guys, let me just hit a little quick recap for you for the whole year. Founded the company in London in October with a $7 million seed round, 150 plus staff members hired, 50 million from GV, 1.5 million from the community, shout out you guys. While that was happening, we're setting up offices in London, LA, India and China. Teenage Engineering joined as founding design partner. Flash forward to today, Nothing Ear 1 was one of the most anticipated launches of the year and we've sold over 200K units. So yeah, it's been a crazy year, but why don't we sit down with Carl, the man himself, and get his perspective firsthand. In a nutshell, how's this year been for you, man?
It's been a roller coaster ride, so there's been some really high highs, but also some not so great times. I think the biggest highlight will probably be the launch of the year one. Suddenly we were able to show it to the world and finally get feedback. So it's one thing how we think about our products, but the real validation comes from the market and what the consumers think. So there's a couple others, and some of them are related to unreleased products. So maybe let's not go through them. Yeah.
So yeah, no, we'll touch on them another time, I'm sure. But then, yeah, you spoke to me about like the launch. I'd love to get your insight. Do you have a poignant memory in your head of like when that launch happened? Were you like, sat with the team? Did you see maybe some media come in? When could you breathe a sigh of relief and think, okay, my baby's live now?
I think day 2 or day 3. I wasn't really happy on day 1, to be honest, because we sat together to watch the live stream. I couldn't stop myself from seeing all the things that we could have done better. I think for one, like my delivery could have been a lot better. I could have practiced more, and but then as the media reviews started rolling out in the next couple of days and we saw the traffic, we saw a lot of interest from consumers, I think that's when I realized, okay, we pull it off and on to the next thing.
I love that, man. It's always on to the next thing. I'd love to get an insight from you firsthand. What was quite a sentimental or emotional moment for you this year?
I think maybe the most emotional thing is having people join us. So we had a team building, and the entire team sat around in a circle, and everybody was sharing information about themselves, giving up a stable job to go all in with nothing and really challenge the broader industry. I think that was a super emotional moment, but also one where I felt a lot of pressure because everybody's hopes and aspirations are on our shoulders to deliver now. We can't let people down. The human element is probably the most emotional one. Personally, most taxing one is also related to that. Like once you have all these people counting on you to deliver something, and whenever there's a risk of something not happening, then like the pressure just rises. Like recently we're doing fundraising, and now we're in a good place, but a couple of weeks ago there were no offers on the table yet. And some of those nights for 2 weeks, I couldn't really sleep very well. I would wake up at 4 a.m. and think, okay, this is it. We're not going to raise money. We have like more than 100 people. We have so many projects being developed right now, and we're just going to close everything down. And it just sometimes you get into these negative spirals as well.
100%, man. I could only imagine. Yeah, no, all I'm worried about is my silly vlog to go on YouTube, bro, and and you've got that to worry about. So I'd love to talk a little bit about kind of, what's next for Nothing? What does the next year look like?
I think the first step would be to tell everybody what we're actually building. So we've been pretty low-key for a year now, and launched our first product. We've gotten our name out there, and we've accumulated the resources we need to take the next step. I think it's about time that we start off next year by just showing the world what we're actually doing. What's our vision for the future? How will the world become a better place with our involvement? And then a more kind of detailed roadmap on how we're gonna get there. Yeah, man, being quiet for a year, that's also been pretty tough, and trying to keep our plans secret. So I really look forward to being able to share more soon. One area in which I'm really excited about is ESG and sustainability. ESG is something that we've been working on for the past year. We just didn't want to talk too much about it. We wanted to do something and then talk about it. So during the entire development process of the year one, we've been measuring the impact in terms of carbon emission for the year one. I think that's just the first step in a longer journey. Then we also we've carbon neutralized that product as well. So it's just a small step, but I think there's a ton of opportunity for us in the ESG and sustainability space. First of all, it's just the right thing to do, right? Because our world is not in a great place, and if everybody just continues the way we've always lived our lives, I don't think Earth will be very a very good place for our future generations. So I'm really excited to share more about our sustainability plans for the next year, but that's not all. But I think that's the only part I'm allowed to share right now.
That will be music to a lot of people's ears, man, 100%. And I love this kind of sentiment of, we're not just going to talk about it, we're going to do something first, then we're going to talk about it. And I think a lot of people will appreciate that for sure.
I think there's a lot of people in the world who know how to talk, and there's a lot of people in the world who know how to do, but there's putting these two together, that's a rare trait. Oh, I remember one of the highlights is our community financing round. After we raised our Series A, we raised $1.5 million from our community. Our pitch was basically a deck with a load of Pokemons, because we weren't ready to share our roadmaps and plans with the world, and people invested in us. They invested $1.5 million in less than a minute, and it broke a record on that crowdfunding website. So I would say thanks for the trust. I'm really grateful for that. There's a bunch of people who've only heard a few vague ideas and seen that really vague video, believing us enough to invest in us. That's another group of people we can't let down. Yeah, it's not my baby. It's a lot of people's baby nowadays.
Carl, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, doing that chat with you, throwing back throughout the year has been really, really fun. I appreciate you taking the time.
Awesome. I enjoyed it. Thank you, Haru.
Cheers, Carl, man. Have a good rest of your day, bro. So guys, that's all from us this year. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. As Carl mentioned, this is our baby as much as it is yours, so we couldn't have done this without you. This is only our first year, we've come a long way, but here's to many more. Let's get it.
Hey, Vika, you know what day it is? Yes, you know what day it is. It's Nothing's birthday. Oh, you're a good girl, all right? For Nothing's birthday, give me a high five. Yes, high five. Yes, double high five. Go. Yes, happy birthday, Nothing.
It's a completely black cake, but then it has nothing on the top of the cake.
Okay, fine. So just covered with the icing and then just plain.
Sorry, with the word nothing on it.
Oh, right. Okay.
One more try. One last try. 1, 3, go. Team
India.